about suicide, depression, and what can happen to someone. Like, I'm starting with this. I mean, everybody has known about this. It's all over the internet. Robin Williams dead. And a suicide. This is a man that made us all laugh. What happened?
Yeah, actually, the shocking thing is that was like the least sort of person to do something like that. There's so many other people that you would think that would happen to.
Shows that he's human.
Absolutely.
Like everybody else. He's human.
Absolutely. Celebrities are people, except that they're more in the spotlight. But also because of that, sometimes some of the other celebrity journalists, like, I don't want to say names, but I'm going to, like Shepard Smith from Fox News, called him a coward. And then just people in regular mainstream commenting on social media would come out, and they're all these I call them couch doctors. They think they know everything. Depression has so many different forms of it, and it is hereditary, it can be. Bipolar disorder has a wide aspect, but the problem with these things, which hopefully this will bring to the forefront into the light for people, is that it's stigmatized, and that anybody can suffer from it, from the most likeliest to the least likeliest.
Yeah, from all my interactions from a lot of people, that everybody suffers some form of depression.
And some is an ongoing thing. I know people from childhood from that. And again, with untreated or unaddressed, can lead to what he did.
Or anything like just like feeling ignored, like someone's like not really like always like just assuming like what's in the outside. I mean, like a lot of people, what they do is that they smile their pain away, like they try to like hide their pain through like trying to be happy, and I guess that's what happens here.
I call it the tears of the clown.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That's I think where the song comes from.
Or the mask that we all put on.
But plenty, yeah. But like I said, for plenty of people, not just comedians, actors, and stuff. I mean, even people, you don't have to be a drug user to suffer from depression. I mean, a lot of them do use drugs to overcompensate. I still feel, to a certain extent, Philip Seymour Hoffman, great actor that he was, he fell off the wagon. I think that was due to some form of depression. Whether he admitted or was addressed in the media, it doesn't matter. But sometimes depression, you don't even know you're depressed.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't know.
It sneaks up on you.
Back in the old days, the 70s, or maybe the 70s or early 80s, they didn't have an actual thing to call it. So people suffering from depression don't even know what it is. They're feeling bad. And I look at it, I call it this way, because we're looking at things, it's a curse.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's a curse, and it's the invisible enemy. You can't box depression. You can't box it. You're a swing boss.
I like the way they put it, that it's an illness.
Yeah,
a disease.
It is.
But the thing is, though, when you type in illness next to it and attach it, the people on the outside world stigmatize it. People that suffer from depression and things associated in that, it's a wide umbrella. They stigmatize them that they're nuts, that they're faulty, that they're incompetent to do their jobs. And I actually did, as an actor, I did an advertisement for promotion for Tough Guys Get Depressed. I don't think it was ever used, but what it is, the toughest guys, you see these guys like these Clint Eastwood type guys, these macho kind of guys, probably they're just as infallible as anybody else.
Sure.
They're most likely to not talk about it and express those feelings and bring it forward, being looked at as weak. And it's not something weakness.
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
That's also
they disguise it. They hide it because they think it's a form of weakness, but what people don't understand is that it can be treated.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with saying that you're depressed.
But also another thing from what
So another thing that I consider is that depression doesn't discriminate. It can happen to anybody.
Exactly.
Age, size, gender, anybody could face it. I mean, like,
Anybody with a soul.
anybody with a soul could face it. I mean, like, and especially when in the entertainment industry where you face a lot of rejection, like it could really like cut down on a person. And not to mention if you had like growing up, you had a lot of challenges or like had your own personal demons or like known someone who's battling it too. It's just like there's just so many factors in it.
Just like what Jeffrey was saying, it's like sometimes you can go to an audition. I know a lot of you have gone to them. I know I have. And you give it your all, right? And you're like, wow, man. And you've got the people really enjoying it. But you don't get the part. How do you feel?
You feel bad, but what I...
Sometimes you feel bad. Sometimes you feel like, oh, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
Because the thing that we're always told by our teachers, at least mine, I'm sure everyone, is you let it go. You do the best you could, you give yourself a paradigm, you do the best you could, you let it go.
Yeah.
If you hear from them, great. If you don't, oh well, move on next.
And
You
that's
gotta be strong. You have to have a hard, tough skin.
It's easier said than done. That's the
That's the
problem.
best thing to do. Next.
It's easier said than done. But you try, and sometimes...
I mean, one thing about Robert Williams was that this was a guy who was always on top of his game, like in the Forget It. He had like classic after classic, and then all of a sudden, like, he had like a couple of misses, and like, and a few of like his last few projects weren't as well received as like, say, Miss Doubtfire, Aladdin, a couple of projects that he did when I wasn't even born, like Good Morning Vietnam. I was not around for that.
Yeah. But you know, there's always something underneath.
Yeah.
There's always another agenda. We have to look at the different things that happen in our lives. You know, our everyday lives. And wonder whether you're an actor, whether you're a policeman, a fireman, or how about just the pencil pusher.
Yeah, or how about sometimes like it's probably just about like you know, simply getting by, like not having enough money to go do this, having having a struggle.
It doesn't discriminate. You can be the richest person. I mean, come on, Robert Williams was loved by millions of people. I think everyone all over the world knew who he was. He had, they said, money problems. I don't think his money problems were enough. He had plenty of money still. Okay, it is what it is. It affected him, and he did his best to fight it. But again, getting back to the statement that it's not right for people to call people who suffer from that, especially the ones who end their lives as cowards and or sit there and judge them or try to determine what put them in a pigeonhole. Where they think they're doctors.
Yeah, I understand that a lot of people will point out things and they'll have the same problem.
Right, but they won't look at that.
But they won't look at
Well, isn't there they're quick to go, oh, well, it's not a hereditary thing, it can be hereditary.
Sure.
Look at the Hemingway family. You know, perfect example right there. And plenty of, you know, so it can be, and just in regular people in average life, it can be a hereditary thing. And someone commented that, oh, it's not hereditary, it's something that you can walk off, it's not a cold. It can be...
Is he in that person's skin? The guy that commented? Does he
No,
know
he's
how
a
it
regular
feels
person
to be
like
depressed
That's why we
for
need
more than a
education.
day? Some people say, oh, I've been depressed. How long? Oh, about 30 minutes. How about 30 days?
About 30
How about
years.
30 days? Will he
How
go?
about
Yeah, how about 30 days?
How about years?
Yeah,
How about-
constantly.
Having to go to therapists and doctor, having to
Nobody.
take medication. Like there's like this big stigma, like that if people think that you have to take like some sort of medication that they think you're crazy or something.
Not necessarily, because you know, and I hate that about people when they put you in that kind of a box. Because what about the person that knows that they're depressed and has never been examined? The person that doesn't go into the doctor, the person that doesn't admit it, but they're depressed. They know inside that they're depressed, But they're not going to any doctors. They're not taking any
Well, sometimes
medications.
these people that do go to the doctors, which I think I can understand where they're coming from. And sometimes, again, everyone is fallible, including people in the medical profession. Sometimes doctors treat patients, or they should call them clients. They treat them like they're lab animals, and they pump them up with drugs that make their problems worse.
Yes.
Because they're working for pharmaceutical companies that push the certain drugs back in the back.
Yeah, they
What,
gotta
20
keep
years ago? Prozac was causing people to murder each other and this and that. Other things, sometimes some of the anti-smoking drugs, I can't remember the names, cause depression and suicidal thoughts. So you see, sometimes drugs do help, and they are an answer, but also depending on the person.
And the person, it's an individual basis.
Thank you.
Yes, it's not
Yeah.
treated as a lab rat and try you on this to make things worse. Okay, well then take this. And almost as if they're heartless. So, and I can see why people won't go to seek help. They should. Counseling, I believe, I think prayer, which is right up your eye. Prayer is a very good thing. I like to tell people that I think might be going through some problems. I like to tell them that whatever you're dealing with, Jesus Christ dealt with it first.